Hi, good to see everybody again. I'm back wanting to talk to you today about Microsoft Stream and how you can use it now to make screen recordings and how you upload new videos into Stream. And then you can embed a Microsoft Forms quizzes or other types of surveys inside the video and then uh, make all that work and then add it to Teams. And I have this up there with this Colorado Learning and Teaching with Technology conference because I'm speaking on this very topic this upcoming week. So maybe somebody who saw my sessions found it here as well. So there's the conference. It's going to be over Zoom this year instead of up at CU Boulder where I was last year on a different topic. Last year I talked on Power BI and Power Automate and that kind of stuff and doing a forms and survey and so forth. But and that part is actually covered in my book. So if you haven't gotten that, appreciate you taking a look up on Amazon or wherever you buy books, Creating Business Applications with Office 365, or subscribe to this channel. Appreciate that. Remember on the book, if you don't know, you can go follow the link and you can go to Aprez and there's a GitHub site that has all the code and has all the screen captures. 'Cause I know the figures on that by the time they reduced it down in size are not the greatest inside there. So recommend that you download the zip, has them by chapter, and then if you're interested in that particular one, you can just bring up the image, and those are high-res images. You can check them out. So, all right, let's get started. So, like I'm recording this in Camtasia, which I love, but not everybody has it. And what's pretty cool about Microsoft Stream is that they've now added that ability. It's only 15 minutes right now, but I would expect them to make it later. But for simple screen captures, screen movies, does a pretty darn nice job. So I've already clicked on, whoops, I guess I got ahead of myself. So I've already clicked on Stream, and you can see I went to my videos to see what was there. But to actually do the screen capture, you come up here and you just say record screen, and it gives it a nice there. You got to close this little box here, and then notice it can do that. We'll see what happens right now. It's probably not going to work very well because I'm recording with this webcam on Camtasia at the same time and also using this microphone on there as well. So maybe I'll switch microphones for this, see if it hears us since I'm recording the other one on the Blue Yeti mic. So that's the microphone on there, and then you just hit start recording. Oh, and it says, yeah, it won't be able to do it. But what happens is it starts doing your recording from there. And, you can come in and do it. So I'll pause and let me bring my slides over from my thing. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, let's continue. So I'm going to close this and let me show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to upload a video that I made. So let's go back to PowerPoint. So there's what my slides look like. So we record the screen, and then we get the ability to pick the microphone and the camera. And then we get an interface like this where you get to pick. In this case, I've got 3 monitors, so I get to pick which one that I want to do. Or you can come over here to the application window, or even to your tabs in Chrome, and presumably if we were doing this in Edge, those are the 2 browsers that would do it. It would allow you to pick which one you're recording. So I thought that was kind of a cool feature. And then you go ahead and do it, and you'll see this video in a minute, but it will record your screen, shows the little window there. Best I could see, you couldn't, not like Camtasia, you can't go in and move the window around, figure out where it is. So you're kind of stuck a little bit where it is. And then you can either record again or you can upload to Stream. So that's kind of cool. And then set some settings. You come in and give it a name, a description, a language. You can set some permissions right away. We're going to do a similar thing in a second, like when you upload a video into Stream, it's similar. But you can do some more elaborate ones. You can also save the file. One thing that was interesting, I expected it to be a .mp4, but I just downloaded it from another system. And if you download that, maybe because it was Chrome, I'm not sure, but it did it as a WebM, which is another kind of format. So I was a little surprised by that, but it still worked. And then you can come in and, it's kind of a little tricky here on getting, and we'll see this in a minute when we upload our own video, but you can pick some thumbnails and set some permissions, which is great, particularly if you just want everybody in the company, which just means everybody in your Office 365 implementation. And then it will auto-generate a file, but you gotta pick a language first. So you tell it what language it is, and then this checks by default. And then if you save it, and then we'll get to later, it's kind of odd. After it does it, if you want to edit it, you've got to download the file and then uncheck that and upload the file again. So we'll see that in a minute. It's a little odd. Okay, so now we're going to upload it, so I can get back and do that directly. So I go back here and, oh yeah, I'm already in videos. Actually, sorry, I want to go to create and upload video. So I'm going to browse, and I believe I have this already set. Yeah, this is the one I downloaded that I did from the recording. So I'm going to do that. It gives us, so notice it's very similar to the box that we had before. And it's going to upload that. I can set some permissions. Again, very similar to that other dialog box. And I can do some options. Do I want to comments? And there's that captions right there. Notice in the background we're doing that. It's almost done doing the video. And I'm going to let it auto-generate it. And oh, now it's done. And I can say publish. So what should happen is I should be able to come over to videos and see that in its processing. So let me show you what happens. Oh, and it'll give us, it says it needs a few more minutes. So I'll pause for a second and then we'll continue. All right, only take a second. You can see now it doesn't say it publishing now. And we come over and we have the video.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Appreciate all you can do. I'm going to share my screen, which is this one here, and show you how to do some stuff and so on and so forth. Okay, go back to that tab, and when you're done.
And that one was a little bit odd because I was on my other system and I have two cameras. So I had one camera going for one thing, one going for another. That's why it's kind of a little bit of a side view, but any event. Now, well, let's look at the transcript. So it automatically does it. What will happen when you record it via stream itself is this won't show up at first. You'll just have the interactivity, which we're going to get to in the second part of the video. But you can come over here. So if you want to do some simple edits, which is kind of nice, you can just come in here and say, if I want to say welcome, I'll say, hello there. And I can just hit save.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
And go to any of these transcripts.
You can do. I'm going to share my screen.
So I'm going to discard my
here and show you how to
and then
do
I'm
some
done
stuff.
there. Notice that it jumps to the parts of the video as you
so
go to
forth.
that, which is kind of cool.
Okay, go back to that tab.
So while we're on transcripts, let's go look at how you mess with them more. So you go up here and click and you say update video details. And then you can download the file. All right, and if you click on it, yeah, it doesn't have an association, so I have to go to my downloads again. And if you look at it, it doesn't actually show my extensions here, but we'll just open it with TextPad here. And this is a .vtt format, so it's a little odd. It's got all its little markers, but you can come in here and let's just say, welcome, hope you like my video. And maybe thank you for coming. Appreciate all you can do. So the little, it's not 100% perfect. So we'll go ahead and edit that. Whoops, get back to the, and let's see, so you got to, go in, I want that let me go back. It's not doing exactly what I'm expecting. What I need is let's see if I can edit. Oh, there we go. So you download the file there. And then, yeah, you can do it. So it's a little different here. So you upload it. Now I'm going to take the same one. Oh, okay, that's weird. So it didn't actually do. Let's go rename that file. I thought it was a little odd that that file didn't have an extension on it. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's give it a .vtt. Let's see if that will end up allowing us to do it. So we'll upload. And there we go. Say OK. And then we can go back. It's really not a save button here, so we just go back to the content. Click on it and see it's taking a second to
welcome. Thank you for coming.
Turn that off. And it will come back to the transcript. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's talk about the other part that I'm going to cover in my session is the interactivity. So let's go back to forms here. And if we come in, and I don't have forms showing right now, do I? So let's come over here, get to forms. And let's just say, okay, I'm going to do a knowledge check. And I'll just call this Beatles quiz. Love Beatles, one of my favorite groups, if not my very favorite, even though I haven't been around for a long time. So if I want to say, what was the last Beatles album recorded? A little trick question there. So I'll say Abbey Road, which is actually the right one. And I'll say Let It Be, which is actually the last one. And I'm going to say, hey, if you did this, it says this was the last one released, but the second to last one recorded. And we'll throw a couple more in. Let's just say Sgt. Pepper's. I don't feel like writing it out. And we'll say Magical Mystery Tour. All right. And we'll give that one 50 points. And make it required. And we'll add one more just to show you another one. We'll say text was, what was the name of Beatles' first #1 single in the US? And the answer is, I want to hold your hand. There we go. And we hit save. Okay. We don't have to save it, saves it on its own. So what we want to do then to get it inside of Stream, and this is where it gets a little dicey, and I cover this here. I've had some problems where it gets like a login.microsoft.com can't collect. So if you leave this, and this is useful because then you get to know what each one, like if you're a teacher, which one of your students answered. But if you don't care who it is, then change this to anybody with a link and then hit copy. So that's what I'm going to do for this demo. So I make sure it works. I come here, let's refresh that. There we go. So you notice how we got our new transcript. So we covered that. We come over to interactivity. And what we want to do is put this to where we want it to be. So let's just let it
welcome.
Go.
Thank you for...
So maybe we'll put it at 3 seconds in and we say add form. You paste that URL and you just say like knowledge check. Whatever you want. And you say add to the timeline. And that's pretty much it. And you can see this little circle down here, which is where it will be. So this is what will happen. You come in and you run it.
Welcome.
And it comes up and says, okay, so what's the last Beatles recording? We'll say we know now it's Abbey Road. Let's say I want to say Love Me Do, if I just get it wrong, which was their first single, and it charted in the U.S. It actually got to #1 in the U.S., but after I Want to Hold Your Hand, we hit submit. It'll take a little while to submit, not sure why it's doing that. There we go. And I could say, well, see whether I'm right, which will do that, view results. So I was wrong on the second one. It tells me that. I continue the video.
Thank you for coming.
And what's kind of interesting is watch if I go back and do it again.
Welcome. Thank you for
it realizes that
I've done it. That's what this viewed over here.
So it doesn't give it to me a second time. So that's kind of cool. All right. Last thing I want to cover, and we've actually done this in this YouTube channel in another spot, but I'm covering it in the session, so might as well do it here as well. So what's often cool is to go ahead and take these videos and put it on in Teams itself. So I'm going to do it here. And I should have mentioned that, you know, if you still like Camtasia or some other tool, you can upload those into Stream and do everything I did, just like I uploaded here. It doesn't have to be recorded in Microsoft Stream, of course. And if I wanted to start the video at a particular spot, I could. But I'm just going to copy this URL. And if I go back over here to Teams, here's my kids when they were little. I've got this channel here. So I'm going to hit plus. And then, by the way, I can do website, which I use all the time. So if there's anything else that just doesn't have its own, particularly forms, I usually do the form that way. But here, Stream on its own's got it, and it works very, very well. So I'm not going to post to the channel about it, but I just paste in that URL. And notice how it finds it for me. It's important to click that there. And I can give it a different name. I just say Stream Video or whatever. I just hit save. And what's nice is see it's all ready to go. So you don't have to navigate in Stream. You don't get anything else. They just come through. So that's one of the things we're teaching our teachers as they record sessions if they're done in Teams or Zoom or Echo 360 or something like that. If they really want it inside of Teams, they can take that, and if they have a channel for each one of their lessons, can go and take the video of their, maybe it was a Teams meeting that was recorded that then goes into Stream automatically, but if they go in and grab that URL, they can put it directly, and then the student doesn't have to go find it in the post and look at it. It's right there, and they can just click it right through there. Notice the little dot.
Thank you for
so if I hadn't answered it already, it would have prompted
you
him for the thing. So that's it. Hope this is useful, and look forward to seeing you next time.